Here, we'll call it 14 and say 13 as secret tapes, and we'll never see it. Okay.
13. Hidden media.
All right, welcome back to episode 14 of the Brewhouse podcast. 13 is secret tapes now.
It's in the works.
Yeah, so you may see it or you may not. It's in the Brewhouse files now.
It doesn't exist.
Yeah. So today we are joined.
The Epstein files.
Yeah. First cut. All right. So here we are joined with Katie and Chris Muter, the Muters, who are very famous here at Brewhouse.
Absolutely.
So I want you guys to kind of individually kind of introduce yourselves, and then and kind of what you do, and like what you train for specifically if you do, and things like that.
Okay. Going ladies first then.
Oh, gosh. So outside of lifting, I am a social worker. I'm a therapist full-time. I used to do a lot of competing. Now I've kind of stepped away from competing. So right now it's just about just doing it for myself, make sure, staying in the gym and just keeping in with the community. And I still enjoy it. So just staying in with that. But yeah, so been here at Brewhouse since 2016.
Wow.
Yeah.
Were you here after Garrett?
I was here. I think I was here before. You were here before me, I think.
I came here in March of 16.
Did you guys meet here? I'm just curious.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yep.
Yeah, we met here.
That's so sick.
Yeah.
Where
we
is
met
he
here.
like struggling on bench? And you came and saved him?
You ever pressed and said, that's it?
Are you guys the only surviving Brewhouse couple here, or?
I actually think we are. Yeah. Genuinely, I think we are.
Unless you don't count like Jackie and Colton, I guess, but
Yeah, they're...
still.
Yeah, no, okay, yeah, no, we do have Jackie and Colton here.
Yeah.
But, I think I guess here we're the longest Brewhouse couple then, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because we met in 2017.
Yep, 2017, she was squatting, so. It's the great thing about Brewhouse.
That's like the rare chance. If anyone's listening, if you're if you go to spot a lady at the gym, it's very rare for them to actually end up being with you.
There is a chance. There is a chance.
But there is hope.
Yeah.
What do you do, Chris?
Me, so right now I'm a cop, and I haven't competed for. Actually, my last time I did compete was in 2017. But yeah, that was the last time I competed. Right now, I do this strictly one. It's something I have to do. There's no other way around it. I have to still train, but now I do it mainly for my job, and I have to stay in shape. So, and powerlifting was just the thing that. It was always something that I enjoyed, and so go hand in hand with my job. So I'm happy with it now.
Nice.
Very good. I also want to put out anyone listening that don't know you.
Yes.
Will be like, what is this accent? And like, where is this guy from? If
Yes.
he's in Oklahoma.
Yeah, no. So I was born in the UK. I was born in central London. I was there till I was about 20 years old. I moved over here in 2012. I moved over here.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So I've been here 14 years now in August. Yeah, it'll be 14 years.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I've been here a long time now.
What made you want to come to Oklahoma, or did it just kind of work out that way?
It was a series of fortunate events. I was the kid that, growing up, it was all I was going to do was play football.
Right.
And yes,
Okay.
for everyone else out here,
Soccer.
yes, but I'm sticking to football for this one. So I was playing. I was a kid that typically I didn't want to do anything to do with school. All I was doing was playing football every second I could get and playing at really high levels back home. So I didn't focus on anything. And so we have before you go to college back home, you have to do things called GCSEs. And you can get up to 10 or 12. I got 4 because I didn't care. I was going to play pro. That was it. I was done. And then I had my chance. I lost my chance. And at 18 or 19, I was like, oh, shit. All I know how to do is play football. I didn't go to school, really. I didn't focus. And then the coach back home, I was traveling around the lower leagues. And the coach back home was like, hey, what about America? I was like, cool, let's go do it. So did a couple of videos, did a trial day, got my scholarship offers out here. And basically it was me putting off 4 more years of trying to be an adult. So that's why I ended up coming out here because I did not want to grow up. Yep. So that's how I ended up out here.
Yeah.
Nice.
Well, good. I'm glad you. I'm glad you're here.
I love it now.
And you just became a citizen, right?
Yes. This lovely lady helped me get my citizenship in November of 2024.
Yes.
Yep,
We just celebrated the year mark.
we did. Yeah, we just passed it.
Yeah.
So cool. Congrats.
Congratulations.
Got my voter ID card last week.
Yes.
So yeah,
That's
I'm like a
exciting.
real deal now.
All right.
Yeah.
And then I know something that a lot of people don't know is that I think I heard that you and Matt Shoemaker knew each other in college, right?
We did. Yes.
Yeah.
So
Interesting. Okay.
in college, we both played football at Southwestern Christian. His dorm room was actually next door to mine, but in like the second week of school, my room smelled like death, like legit death. It was awful. Turned out we had like a dead squirrel in the air vents, right? So I ended up going into his room, putting a mattress on the floor. I stayed there that whole year on the floor in their room, and then we got an apartment together and lived together for the next 5 years.
Wow.
So
Wow.
yeah, so I've known Shu since August of 2012. Yep.
It's crazy.
Yeah, that's like it's such a small world.
Yeah.
Because when I hear all this stuff, I'm just I hear about like Alfredo was a part of like OU powerlifting, and I hear about when you guys knew each other. It's just crazy because when I first came here, I didn't know any of that was going on, especially when I first met you guys.
Yeah.
Because you're only here in the morning, and
Yeah.
then Shu comes in later in the day. I would never like assume that at all.
No,
that
it's
you guys
crazy,
knew
right?
each other, which is really cool. You know.
It also shows how small the powerlifting community is,
yeah.
Yeah.
and but it also shows how tight knit it is. Yeah. So they all everyone just kind of flocks together to every little place.
Yeah.
So I'm curious, being that this is a powerlifting gym, how do you end? Well, I guess I want to start first. What position did you play in soccer?
Me, I was a goalkeeper.
Oh, okay. So
Yeah, I was
as well.
goalkeeper.
Yeah. So what did you weigh as a goalkeeper?
I see. This was always a contention, right? Shu can tell you this. So in college, at the start of each preseason, I would come in about 200 pounds,
Wow.
about 200, and my coach always wanted me about 180.
Yep.
That was never going to happen. And so, yeah, in college, it'd be preseason, I'd have to weigh in dead on about 200. But by the end of the season, I was always about 225. Every single time.
And how tall are you?
Me, 6'2".
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. 6'2". Yeah, I was trying to think. I at my heaviest, I was like 185, and that's when landing on the shoulder started to hurt.
Oh,
a
yeah,
little
no,
bit,
yeah.
so-
No, yeah, definitely. There was definitely like hip injuries and
Yeah.
movement. Yeah, it was harder, but there was no way I was going to get down lower than 200.
Wow. Yeah. And so, how did you end up in powerlifting from soccer?
So after graduating, so while I was in college, I was always training with like Matt Shoemaker and like our other roommates. And we were doing like the typical, the bro style training, but always trying to be as heavy as we could. Typical. But we used to train at a gym not far from here. I actually cannot remember the name.
Weight room.
Weight room. So I was training in there, and a group came up to like me and Shu, and they were, I cannot remember the name of them. That's bad. They were a powerlifting group. They were really
Iron sharpens iron.
Iron sharpens. I'm glad.
yeah.
I'm really glad she's here. So Iron Sharpens
Dan
Iron
Black,
came up
yeah.
to
Yeah.
Dan Black
Yeah.
and Kevin Foster. They came up to us and was like, "Hey, you guys want to like powerlift?" I was like, "Yeah, let's do it." So we did that for like 6 months with them, and then while training at the weight room, I ran into Albie, who I know people have spoke about on here,
Yeah.
and that was the first time I met him, and he was doing a superset of a 600 deadlift with a 405 incline bench. Yeah, in the middle of the weight room, he was shirtless, covered in blood. And he
like-
yeah,
He popped his fist.
Yeah.
and he came up to us and he was like, "Hey, you guys want to come to Brewhouse?" I was like, "All right, let's go try it out." So that was been like March of 2016, and we've been here ever since.
It's funny he was recruiting.
Yeah,
He's getting
Pulling people
everyone
in.
here.
See how hardcore I am.
That's like good marketing too. Just go bleed somewhere, hit a lot of weight, be like, "Hey, come to Brewhouse." There's a lot more of me there.
You just start doing like going to other gyms and be like,
I was just thinking that.
Brewhouse.
but that was crazy. He was only like 16, 17 at the time,
Oh,
and yeah, I didn't even realize he was a full-grown man at that age. But yeah, yeah.
Freak.
So yeah,
RIP,
that's
dude.
how that was my story. How I ended up here.
What about you, Katie?
Oh gosh, I was at OSU. I graduated Oklahoma State in Stillwater in 2016, and I met a group of people up there that were like, getting me into the powerlifting thing, and I was really hesitant about it. I mean, I was scared to walk in the weight room. Like, it was like run in, grab the dumbbells, and like run out and go in the corner and do my like little curls and stuff. I was so scared of the gym.
Yeah.
And I met a really good friend who's really my best friend now, Brianna Harris, and she was like, "You kind of like got a knack for this thing," and I was like, "I don't believe you," And she really got me into it, and she started training me for just like a little powerlifting meet they had there at OSU. And I went in and I did it, and I felt good doing it. I was like, I want to keep doing this. I did a bodybuilding show after that, and I was like, I think I like being stronger better. I don't like this dieting thing. And then I started competing in USPA at that point, and she was training me for it. I was in Kansas, competing in Kansas. And she's like, hey, there's this one right down the street from you. I know it's like a month after your last one in Kansas, but give it a shot. And I'm like, oh, no. Because I had actually visited Brewhouse at that time because I was looking at local gyms. And I walked in, and I said, absolutely not, and walked out. I was so intimidated. Like, the music was cranked all the way up. I'm sure you were here cranking the music all the way up.
Was it Eminem?
Do what?
If it was Eminem, then it was.
It's probably me.
It was so like, yeah.
It was either that or Slipknot with Albie. Yeah.
I mean, and there was weights being slammed. I'm like, this is crazy. I'm gonna go to like 10 gym. That's fine. Did a meet here and met like all the people that were here, and I thought it was really cool. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna start coming here. And actually, I met Chris Thompson. He's like, hey, you want to start coming here more often, and I'll train you and stuff. And I was like, let's go for it. Let's give it a try. And I was working like late night shifts, so I would be coming in probably around midnight and start working out at midnight. I was squatting at midnight and benching at midnight, and it was
so late.
Yeah, it was so late. There was nobody here either.
Yeah.
Also
And
made it feel a bit better for you.
it was a little bit less intimidating at the time because there's some strong people here. I was like, oh my gosh, like. There's people, benching what, I'm trying to deadlift. And
But when you're here at midnight, you're the strongest person.
yeah. And so, that's kind of how I got started here. Yeah.
Nice. And then how did the first powerlifting meet go?
My first ever powerlifting meet in Kansas, I bombed out.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So that's why
Yeah.
you're the one, basically 1 month after. Like,
Yes.
I'm redeem
Yes.
myself.
What did you bum out on?
Squat.
Very
Yes, it's so embarrassing. I failed a 214 squat in wraps.
Oh, wow. Well,
So first powerlifting meet, you bomb out squats, and then you meet your soulmate
Yeah.
through squats.
Yeah, that's basically it.
That was
So,
a foreshadow, I think.
that's exactly it.
Yeah.
But
so are you completely done with powerlifting now, or?
I still
If-
train in
I
powerlifting.
was
Yeah.
gonna say, so what if Brewhouse were to host another different federation meet would you do it here?
That would be very tempting.
I remember asking if you guys would want to be judges if we ever did
That
that.
would be cool.
That'd be cool.
That
yeah,
would be cool.
that'd be cool to start going into judging
Yeah.
and doing it that way.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't think my knees and her knees can't keep up no more, man. Years of this has destroyed us.
I feel that right now, actually.
yeah.
I feel like it's probably just strongman now, though. You just muscle it up, dude.
Yeah.
get
They're
up where
like,
it
don't worry
hurts,
about
yeah.
warming up. Don't worry about anything like that.
Yeah.
Get the weight up.
Just get in there and
You
get it
warm up for
done.
your squat, you just have one plate.
Well, I
two
did
top
warm up,
sets.
but I did warm up. You were too busy.
Hey.
As
Getting
you
your
keep
sit
going,
sleeves
the warm up gets longer as you keep going.
Yeah.
Yeah, in
Used to be able to
powerlifting-
do it, but not now.
Yeah, in powerlifting, there's like no compensating either. And strongman, I feel like you can adjust your movements because you can cheat things. And so you can like adjust how you do a certain movement. But in powerlifting, you have to do it the one way. So, yeah.
So we got Katie's first meet. What was your first meet, Chris?
Mine was, it was with Iron Sharpens Iron. I think it was a NASA meet.
Mm.
Yeah.
Did you curl on it?
No. See, they didn't have the curl. That pissed me off.
Yeah.
Because I'd heard about that.
Yeah.
That pissed me off. And it was up at a hotel in Norman that's like been knocked down now.
Yeah.
And that was my first meet with Iron Sharpens Iron with Shu. There's still a picture of me with him somewhere there.
Okay.
But it was I remember they had like gold, like big gold plates. And
Oh,
I think they were like spray painted
Like
plates.
freshly
Yeah.
spray painted.
Yeah.
I know.
So it was stuff like that. Yeah, I remember like there was a load of people there that day, but it was like a NASA meet in 2016, maybe
Really?
maybe the end of 2016. Yeah,
I've been to one NASA meet. It was because one of my friends Adriana was competing in it. It was like her first meet ever.
Yeah.
And I remember getting there, and I was like, why are there hang cleans and why are there curls going on? I was like, is this a powerlifting meet or what is
It's
this?
just like a little bit of
Yeah.
everything.
My first meet was also an iron sharpens iron.
Oh,
And
it
it
was?
was, the federation was like, it wasn't SPF, it was like USPF or something like
Yep.
that. And it was just like the squat bar, deadlift bar, power bar, and all that. And it went really well. But like once I found out, I like destroyed the national squat record. Like my first meet, I was like, yeah, I need to go to USAPL. I can't just be the top already in the beginning. I was like, I need some competition.
Nah, man,
But,
hey,
yeah.
stay that big fish in a small pond.
Mhm.
Feels
Yeah.
good. Stay there.
And then I came to USAPL, and then my powerlifting career completely destroyed.
You're full strongman.
Yeah, strongman
Yeah,
training.
you made the complete switch now.
I know, pretty much, and then now I'm training for nationals, and so I'm excited for that. You know, I've had so much more fun with strongman, but I've still been doing, bench and squat and
You
and
didn't
regular
barely
core.
squat though.
Yeah,
Yeah.
He did like one rep at 45 and then quit.
yeah, he's done.
Well,
Hey, that's the same train I'm on. I'm
it's
okay
my
with it.
knees, dude. Like
Yeah.
with because I'm doing all my strongman events, and I was like, I want to get in a squat, and if I don't have my stiff sleeves on, I just feel everything. The stiff sleeves keep me from feeling pain, so I'm able to like.
Nah,
power through it.
if you do one squat, if you hit perfection, you don't need to keep going. You can't better perfection. That's
Yeah,
what they just say that.
exactly. I've already
That's how I
squatted
am on
600,
mine, so-
Caleb. When are you gonna squat 600?
Hopefully this next meet, I squatted 575. Shoot.
Nice.
Oh, dang.
Hopefully 600 next meet. We'll see.
Yeah. Well, Katie, I'm curious because when I first met you, you were a personal trainer.
Yeah.
So you and Connor were the first two people I ever talked about getting into the personal training scene with.
Yeah, that's
So,
right.
You said you told us about your intro into powerlifting and weightlifting in general. What led you to that? Like, what were you doing before, and how did you get into personal training, and then to where you are now? I'm really curious.
So I got my personal training background through OSU. They actually put on a class. I was like, I have no idea of anything about lifting, so I'm gonna just open a textbook and try to learn it because that works, And so I took the personal training class at OSU, and I got my certification there. And I was actually training the professors at OSU for about a year and a half under some PhD students, and I was like, this is really cool, But I came back here when I moved back home. It's a whole different game, Being employed for personal training and trying to find a spot. It's like all different.
Yeah.
And at that point, I was starting my master's program, and I'm like, well, because I was working inpatient mental health at the time, and I was like, the schedule isn't going to work for school, so let's do something else. And he's like, why don't you try to personal train? I was like, that's like little fish, big pond, especially in this industry. And I went for it, and it started to catch on a little bit, and I just kept going. And at that point, I walked away from working in the hospital, and I just kept going with it, and I loved it. I loved it. I loved it. And I loved the gals that I worked with and the guys that I worked with. 4-Star was amazing with it. Kevin, he's awesome. He was like, why don't you give it a try? Like, what can it hurt? And I was like, absolutely. So I loved it. I absolutely loved it. And I loved that seeing people, what's the best way to say it? Like, getting people in, I wasn't like, hey, let's do this to lose weight. I was saying, let's do this just feel better, and these gals that would come in, and I'm like, hey, let's try deadlifting. And they're like, are you kidding? I'm going to snap my back in half. And I'm like, no, just humor me. Give it a try. You slap a 25 on each side. And it's like, guys, you're picking up 100 pounds, and see people's faces light up with that when they're like, this is crazy. I'm picking up 100 pounds for these, some of these people that thought they'd never be able to lift in a way that was safe. And I just loved it. So.
That's my favorite part about it is seeing them do stuff they wouldn't think they'd ever be able to do.
Yes.
Especially when even if it's something simple as 100-pound deadlift.
Yeah.
It's to them when you do tell them, it's this is 100 pounds that you're picking up over and over. And then instead of an actual lifter who's oh, well, I've seen a lot more or whatever.
Yes.
But and especially when I get people who come, I love when I get people who come to me for they give me this goal, and their biggest thing is just getting discipline and motivation. Because it's nice when I have the ability to now change them, because I'll try to give them that motivation, help them that discipline, and I'll know eventually they won't need me anymore.
Exactly.
And then they'll be able to go do their own thing.
Exactly.
And that's one of my favorite things too, especially when I work with someone, and then they're like, all right, I finally feel because it's they pay you to do all this stuff, but it's also similar graduating kind of when it's oh, now I'm gonna go do my own thing now, and it's
Yes.
just like instead of thinking about it like, oh, I won't be able to get paid by them anymore. It's always it's better because it's like they're gonna go do it on their own now. They don't
Yeah.
need me, which is like really cool to see.
Yeah, it's like educational. You share
Yeah.
that with them because I mean, we get a lot of knowledge here with all the people we're around. Like everybody has different experience and different perspectives and different backgrounds, and to pile it all here, and I learned so much here. I think I've learned more at Brewhouse than any other kind of like fitness space that I've been in. Like it's just been incredible, and being able to take this and share it with people and be like, hey, like I know walking in a gym is scary because you know for some people they're kind of getting used to being in a gym. I mean, they walk in and they're like, absolutely not. I mean, that was me.
Yeah.
And so being able to show people you don't have to be scared, and you can do these things. It's incredibly rewarding.
I've learned more here at Brewhouse than I have at college. I'm pretty sure.
Right?
That's what I feel like.
Yeah.
You know.
When it comes to lifting, 100%.
Yeah.
There's so many
Well,
things I've learned just being here.
Even
Yeah.
just the community, to having a community that you go and participate in daily. You learn other things from people around you too. Like, I've shared with Chris stories about, his career and my career where we've learned different stuff. And so when you actually go to a gym where people talk to each other and like
Yes.
have community, you can learn from what other people are doing in their life. And I think it's important for everyone to have that. But one really unique thing about, smaller individually owned gyms versus like a big box location like a Crunch or something like that is especially in the personal training sense, is you do get personal trainers that have their own either niche or like characteristics that they get to express and teach into you versus having to follow a structure or very simplified just basic personal training, like come in, do your stretch, do the lift, do the phone, whatever, and then you're out, versus like you get to teach all the things that you want to teach into people. And like for me, like I love the to almost secretly work on my clients' lives.
Yes.
that not in the gym, like we'll do our workouts, but what they start noticing is like I encourage different behavior changes throughout their life. Like
But they start getting
maybe-
confident outside of it.
yeah, they start getting more confident. They stop maybe stop drinking as much, and like they start making better decisions. They're like, man, and 6 months goes by, a year goes by, and they're like, my life is completely different. And I'm like, I've been just planting little seeds this whole time.
Yeah. Well, no, and that's exactly it. Like lifting is so empowering, and some people, like even in myself and some people I've worked with. I mean, I have a girl that I worked with personal training for like 2-3 years, and she's like, I just I want to go to do this school, I want to go do it. And I'm like, you can do it. At that time it's also like, let's start deadlifting and picking up heavy stuff, and her goal was like a 300-pound deadlift, and she got there. I was like, that's that's huge. That's amazing. And at that point she's like, I'm going to school. She applied, she got in there. So it's really cool to see people when it's like, I feel good, the gym's helping me feel good, I feel strong, I feel empowered, and then we see that on the outside of the gym as well. So that was a lot of like the person, like part of promoting, like this is a different part of personal training. It's not just necessarily about what we're seeing in the gym, but outside of it as well. Yeah.
What I want to ask, what is your biggest pet peeve as a trainer from a client?
From a client?
Yeah.
I don't know that I had a specific pet peeve, but like when people curl in front of the like mirrors. Oh my gosh. I'm like, because that would also be something I would teach as like gym etiquette, like, hey, let's take a step back. But like curling in front of the mirrors like drives me crazy.
Like, I'm pretty sure Chris does that quite a bit.
I 100% do. I do. I stand right in front of that mirror and I stare at myself.
But
Just hate
luckily-
myself just enough to keep doing at least one more. And get there.
But luckily, our mirror's like in the corner, kind of, so no one can see you do it.
Yeah.
See, that's the most mirrors we've ever had here.
Yeah.
So we finally have mirrors.
And I made
Never
sure to
had
put
them.
it on the other wall so that people can't see you from across the like what you're doing. Make it more safe.
Well, now you can't like kind of peek around the corner though. You have to actually poke your
Look
head
around.
You just have to
Yeah.
look around now.
So I was curious. There's something you guys have been here since like what 2016 you said. So
Yep.
have you had any crazy stories? Like we talked with Garrett a little bit about stories that he's had and whatever else. Is there anything that you guys have had happen that's like interesting or maybe necessarily crazy over the years?
Oh my goodness.
Crazy over the years. I mean, we've seen, so I heard a couple of stories Garrett told about like Albie and stuff like that. But some of the crazy stuff I've seen was like the first time I saw someone touch 1,000 pounds was here.
Really?
And to me, that was still crazy. I mean, in this, I mean, and we all get it here. We see people lifting heavy numbers every day. But the first time I saw like Blaine Sumner, like, because Chris Thompson used to be his handler for like bench press and stuff. And this must have been 2018, maybe 2019, roughly around that time. Maybe a little earlier, early 2018 maybe. And I saw, you know, Blaine do 1,000-pound shirted bench press. And that's wild.
Yeah.
And so that's a crazy story for me. Like, but in terms of like craziness, the amount of people I've seen pass out here with, you know, 500, 600, 700 pounds on their backs, like, I've seen like I got pinned into this wall like right behind us one day, like, and I think I was training with Ryan who used to go here. What was his last name? Ryan. Yeah, Ryan. So a guy called Ryan used to go. I can't remember his last name. Interesting fact about him: he is a test tube baby, and that's not like a secret. Like he's a test tube baby. Anyway, so that's a cool brewhouse thing. Dude's strong as hell. That's not like a secret or anything like that. He was honest, like, hey, I'm a test tube baby. Yeah. Anyway,
that's crazy.
Genetically engineered.
Yeah, dude. And his squat was like he would keep going. I was training with him one day, and it must have been like 100 and something degrees inside, no air, and we were just doing as many as we could at 4 or 5, and I think we got to like 11. And I remember passing out, and I woke up with my head basically through this wall. So I remember that day, and that was a fun story.
Someone walks in, they don't see your head. You're just like, that's crazy.
That was an interesting one.
I don't have any story like that. I don't know. Yeah, I don't have anything like that.
I mean, we got some.
I mean, watching everybody, like one of those first couple like months that I was here and watching you guys do like Saturday and Sunday deadlifts with was it Brandon Ellis used to come down?
Brandon Ellis, yeah, from Unrivaled Barbell.
Yeah, I was like, oh my gosh, you know, that was wild to me. I've never seen anything like that.
I think who was it? Albie. He used to call us up. He used to like do whiskey deadlifts.
Oh wow.
He liked whiskey deadlifts.
Just take a
But-
bunch of shots and then go.
Yeah.
But the things are, he didn't do whiskey deadlifts. He would just bring vodka. And so he would tell you whiskey deadlifts, and it would just be vodka. But what it would just be Albie getting drunk and trying to stack as much weight on the bar as possible, and still somehow being completely perfect to do it. That sort of stuff was wild, and it was impressive to see how he could do it.
Being sober was his limit. Actually, it was limiting him from what he could possibly.
He was
do.
he was a whole nother round. He was amazing. To watch what he did, man, that kid was amazing. So crazy stories. I have a lot with Albie that isn't, you know, I'm not saying I think if you tell on here, it may come out of context. But now, if you talk about crazy, that watching him was crazy. Just how good someone can be at this and natural. So that was some cool craziness back then. Just watching people like him train. It was amazing to see.
Talented, just straight talented.
Oh, yeah, just raw talent. It was cool.
Yeah.
It
Our
was real
Saturdays are still kind of like that. I
Oh,
tell
yeah.
anybody if they're going to come check out the gym, I'm like,
yeah.
you want to come Saturday mid-morning
Cool. Oh, dude.
and catch it when everybody's here, like
Yeah.
just going at it and supporting each other too. I think that's one of the coolest things too.
Yep.
When
Yeah.
people haven't experienced that and they show up somewhere, not only is there just a bunch of freaks everywhere,
Oh, dude.
but you know, if somebody's going and hitting a crazy deadlift or a crazy squat, all of a sudden, like everybody's around there and you hear
Everyone.
the screaming and yelling, and then everybody
yeah.
goes back to their thing.
Yeah. And it's
Yeah.
unique to this spot. You know, I mean, no other really gyms are like that. I mean, everybody will literally stop in their tracks to support you regardless of like how much you talk. Like everybody wants you to do well in here, you know? Yeah.
Yeah, I've had my client running a sandbag before, trying to get it over the bar, and then all of a sudden there's like people all around him. You know, as he's like, they're like, get it up, get it over. And he's
Oh,
like,
yeah.
man, I felt that. And all of a sudden it's like I had to do it.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the crazy thing because you wouldn't even know, like with someone like your client, where they could be standing next to like now Jackie Rhodes, you know, strongest woman. You got Alex, Seth, everyone like that. You wouldn't even know that you're standing next to people who are like world champions and they're cheering you on for lifting a sandbag.
Yeah.
So that's what I think cool about Brewhouse.
Yeah.
Because, okay, we got people's name on the walls like Dylan and Gary, but you don't actually know who they are unless you know who they are.
Yeah.
And they don't come up there and tell you, hey, I am number one.
Yeah.
But they're still cheering you on for your 400-pound deadlift. Man, they're going crazy for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's what's cool about this place.
Yeah, I love to now like tell people that, you know, I'm an owner at Brewhouse. I was telling Colin about this, that I used to you know, when people would ask me what I did, I would say like real estate or something. You know, the one that like that'll be the bigger thing in the end, maybe for me, or that I feel like more people would relate to or understand. And I found that saying, you know, I own this gym, Brewhouse Barbell, people find that way cooler.
Yeah.
And then when I start saying like, oh yeah, they're like, oh, you know, what do y'all do at your gym? Is it like bodybuilding? I'm like, no, it's like strongman and powerlifting. They're like, oh wow, okay. And then they're super interested. And I've just found that that's just way cooler to introduce myself as to people or to talk about, because people think it's cool, and I forget that sometimes with just being around it so much.
Yeah.
Yep.
But then we had like a young kid come in with his dad to check out the gym, day passed in, and you know, he thought it was awesome that he got to work out alongside some of the people that he's following on social media, you know, world champions in his sport. You know, he was just kind of fanboying, you know, at the place. And it kind of hit me. And I went home and told my wife and everything. I was like, we had this kid at the gym. Just thought the place was awesome, you know, and it really kind of boosted my ego a little bit. So I just sometimes it's easy to forget like how crazy and cool it actually is here, and to work out here
definitely.
and to be a part of this. And then we even talk about brewflation.
Yeah.
You want to tell them about that?
Yeah, brewflation is like pretty much just because like for how strong everyone is here.
Yeah.
It's like a 315 bench is like a commercial gym's like probably 185 now.
Yeah.
Or something like that. And now 405 is like a 225 in the commercial. And we just say it comes to brewflation. It's just the stronger you get, it's not as impressive as it used to be anymore.
That's the crazy thing.
Almost
man.
at any point in time, there's somebody in here that can bench 400 pounds
Yep.
or squat and deadlift 600.
Yeah.
There's,
And no matter
there's
what.
almost no time where there's nobody that can do that. In
Yeah.
here.
But that's the crazy thing. Like being in like this little world, you forget how much weight actually is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like you're saying, 400, like a 400-pound bench press for anyone, it's a lot of weight.
Yeah.
But you don't even realize it, and you're watching here. People are.
Ripping it.
I'm seeing 18-year-olds doing that now, and it's like, but then I look at it, it's like, okay, that's just a 405 weight. But then I'll have days where I'll go to like a commercial gym, and they're benching like 175, and I'm like, man, this world completely changes your aspect.
I've
of,
never
like,
seen
weights.
175 look that heavy before.
No, yeah, like especially this gym, man, it completely changes how you think about weights.
It does.
Yeah, we're spoiled here, man. We're spoiled.
It only makes you want to train harder here. Like I've only gotten stronger since I started working out here. I feel like it's just part of being in this gym too. It's like you only are gonna have to get stronger. There's no way you're just not gonna get stronger working out at this gym.
Because you never feel like you're at the top or
No.
anything
No.
ever.
No.
Yeah.
No.
You know, I mean, when I you were spotting me when I hit the 405. It was my first time ever, and I was really hyped. But like a day later, I was just like, it doesn't matter. Like I saw kids doing it for like 5 reps. I see these little kids doing it. I was like, I'm glad I can finally do it.
Yeah.
But I was like, it's not impressive anymore.
The thing is, it's the women the ones that are crazy in here. I still think.
Yeah.
Yep.
Really, because now you got Jackie, and I will know my wife. You've got
Izzy.
Izzy
Oh,
now. You've got some real like Brewhouse and powerlifting in general, and the strength sports. You still see more men in it. You do,
Yeah.
but the women in here do the crazy. They really are strong, and it's cool to see that as well.
I was talking to Jackie, and I was like, yeah, I'm so upset because I failed a 300-pound log press. She's like, I have to hit that for my next comp. And I was like, I was like, but you're the best, so it doesn't matter.
I'm okay with that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So neither of you are looking at competing anytime soon, or just cruising right now?
Just cruising right now.
Yeah?
Yeah. Just
Is there a
staying
temptation there?
Of course,
Yeah.
absolutely.
watching people.
I love competing, and I loved it when I did it. And so when it's like I talk to some of the gals and stuff in here, and they're like, "Oh yeah, my next one's coming up," I'm like, "Man, I'm gonna live vicariously through you," But I'm just in a place where it's like I really want to focus on getting my career off the ground and stuff. So,
Yep.
but yes, there's always that temptation. There's
Yeah.
always temptation to add more weight to the bar too. So
Do you coach powerlifters?
no,
You don't? Okay.
no, entry mostly, gym people mostly. Yeah.
I'm
That's
sure with your
nice.
job, you might recognize a little more too the mental aspect of competing and training for all this.
Yeah.
I'd love to actually hear your thoughts on that. Like, why is it that a certain type of person might be drawn to strength sports?
And
And
conversations plenty.
Yeah, we talk
I
about
guess
this all the
dare I
time.
say why is there maybe a lot more mental health problems in the strength community? And you know, do you see a correlation there at all?
I haven't. That's an interesting question. I haven't really thought about a correlation so much as it. I think it's coping. I think this is a really healthy coping skill. It's also something that it takes the edge off, and it's a good way to let out some steam, and it's also a good way to get around some good people.
Yeah.
That have they're in the same mindset as you. They're like, cool, let's keep going, let's add more, and I think that this is a healthy place to be. And I think anytime you're using any kind of physical activity for coping, yeah, sign me up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, the physical activity for sure. I would say that the gym, weight training, all of that is like 9 times out of 10 leading somebody to a better place in their life.
Yeah.
And then that one off that maybe it takes them somewhere else. But I think I know for sure in the bodybuilding aspect, that world that I've seen can crush a lot of people, and a lot of times it's from the diet and the drugs. Both of those probably play a certain role, but I also think it takes a certain person to want to do that over and over again, to want to put themselves through that.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I think powerlifting is a really healthy avenue, personally.
Yes, and it's one of those things. Powerlifting, you can stay as where you want with it. Is like you can go all in, or it can be one of your hobbies. And I think that's one of those things where you kind of decide what your relationship you want it to be with powerlifting, if that makes sense. It's like, do I want to be all in it, or is this something I want to do for fun? Because like with bodybuilding, it's like, if I'm doing it, I'm doing it. Like, you have to commit like all the way.
Yeah.
Whereas with powerlifting, yes, when you're competing, you're like, yeah, I'm going to go all out with it, but you can still train the same and get some good results as far as like the mental health aspect goes. I think, without saying I need to step on a platform. Like, there are plenty of people that, just continue to train heavy and stuff like that, but they're not necessarily like compete. Because I think the repetitive competing can be a lot. I mean, there was 1 year where I think I hit like 4 meets in a year.
Yeah, that was a long traveling year.
That was a lot.
That was a lot.
That was a
prep
lot.
work.
Yeah. And so at that point, it's like, oh gosh, like, maybe I need to take a mental break from this, because it's like, you got to be on it. You got to be on the diet. You got to be on the training, and you got to make sure you're hitting those numbers and not beat yourself up when you're not.
Yeah.
That's the hard part, I feel like.
I guess there really is 2 ways to compete in strength sports. I'm not even going to put bodybuilding in as a strength sport, but say like powerlifting, strongman, because you can compete against other people in competition, and you can track that and kind of chase that down. But you can also compete against yourself.
Yeah.
Whereas I guess more so in bodybuilding, that's not really the thing. You don't put yourself through that to that extent to just for yourself. You're trying to conform yourself to a written standard, and then compared to other people on a stage. Whereas, in powerlifting and strong, it's just the weights, it's the numbers.
Yeah.
So if you want to be competitive, you can compete against yourself, and I think that's a really, really healthy thing to do.
Yes.
Is to be competitive with yourself and have something to always improve on. So,
And that was kind of how he ran me when I was doing meets. We were like, we're not even going to, there were most meets where it's like, we're not even going to look at anybody else's numbers. We're just going to focus on our numbers and see where it lands us. But there were times where it's like, okay, do you want to try and chase this person? And it felt like a completely different meet than it did whenever I was trying to chase my own numbers.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
There's a lot. It becomes a mind game at that point.
Yeah.
Because the first couple of meets we got back with you, when you started doing it again, it was for you and for your numbers. And then when we started seeing that you were breaking records or close to other records, then it becomes mind games. And like you said, it's a whole different meet. It could be the same exact meet, but a whole different meet.
Yeah.
And it really does change the whole game. If you're, okay, we're going to open at this because I know they're going to open at this. We're going to go just under the next number because I know that person's going to go just at this point. And then you're trying to save stuff in the tank. And it can be as smooth as you want it, because, hey, today I'm just going to go for my PRs, or am I going to go play the game all the way and beat everyone else's numbers? And it's It's a whole different meet.
Yeah.
Mentally, completely different space.
I think meet days were harder for you than they were for me.
I was exhausted on meet day, man. Yeah, trying to work out
Yeah.
the math on it and everything like that.
Yeah,
Oh,
and then
yeah.
handled me getting the knee sleeves on and off and everything like that.
Yeah, I don't know how people just do handling. Like Colton, I don't know how he does it all the time.
Yeah,
Colton
he had
Rose
like
handling everyone.
Arnold,
he had
knows
like
so
10
many
people.
Yeah,
I don't know how he does it.
that's wild.
He keeps it tracked and everything. I've seen him run on meet days. Like, I just handle her on meet days. I've seen Colton handling like 4, 5, 6 people at powerlifting meets. I don't know how he does it, but
Are you trying to say I count for 4 or 5?
you are difficult to work with. You are. But I don't know how Colton does that stuff. He's impressive.
Probably
Yeah,
takes
yeah.
all his stress out on his Instagram stories. He's like, I need to let people know what I'm looking at right now. Forget about everything I'm doing.
Gotta post this
Yeah.
crap.
It's slopped.
Yeah, well, I'd love to almost change pace a little bit
Yeah.
and talk to you, Chris. You were just on a TV show recently
Yes.
for your job.
Yes.
So you want to tell us a little bit about that and how that went?
So we had On Patrol Live with us for, it was meant to be like 10 weeks, but it ended up being like 16 weeks.
Oh.
Yeah. And so they would run with us. It would be like a Wednesday, Thursday, and then I think Friday. And then I think it was Friday and Saturday were live nights. And so we had them in our cars, cameras in our face, like 1 in the front, 2 in the back at all times. And now Wednesday, Thursdays weren't too bad because they weren't live nights. So we could actually talk in the car and just have conversations. But Friday, Saturday, it was quiet in the car. So it made it awkward. You just kind of sat there with 3 other people in your car and you can't talk. And there's a camera right here. You can see the light. So yeah, they were with us for like 16 weeks. I did it on and off for 16 weeks. So after about week 5, I was like, hey, I need a break. Because I just finished training. I just finished training a couple of the other officers. So, but no, that was really cool. It gave the department some exposure. It lets people kind of see what we do. It's fun. It's stressful because you feel like you have to go get into stuff. And it's like 11 o'clock and it's like, fuck, I get off work in an hour. I do not want to go get into shit right now because I'm not trying to get home late. It's like, fuck, Saturday morning I gotta go work out. And I was like, but no, yeah. It was fun though. It's cool.
Yeah,
Like-
we loved keeping track with it here at the gym. And, you said that you train for your job to keep healthy and fit for that. Did you hear, like, are those topics that came up at all? Or were people talking about that? Like, who's this really jacked guy with the accent?
That was the introduction.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the introduction.
The intro one, yeah, I remember that. Yeah, like talking to people with earpieces in, you can't, like talking on camera, it's like the live studio. I don't know where it was. But yeah, no, that was kind of cool. It was, I have a body camera on me 24/7 anyway at work.
Yeah.
But then when the camera's looking back at you, it's weird as hell.
Yeah.
It's really awkward because you don't want to say anything stupid anyway because you know that's going on TV.
Yeah.
So
It's on there forever.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And so yeah, you'd see, but then the weirdest part of it though, because they don't put like your full name out there and you keep your information private anyway. You have a lot of people who find you. There's like a lot of weird stalkers with that world.
Yeah.
Like yeah, they have their own like OPL Facebook, which is cool because they put all the videos that like you get into on there. But you get like a weird subset of like people trying to stalk you on that stuff. Yeah, it gets kind of creepy.
What
So
the
you've had
heck?
instances with like that, like stalkers after this, or
Not so much like in person, but online.
Oh.
People trying to follow you, everything, always trying to send you requests. That got kind of weird, but like around the town is a little bit different because for more, it was a really cool thing. So people still recognize you on it, and it's kind of weird when you're arresting someone, and they're like, "Hey man, I saw you on Patrol Live." I was like, "Yeah man." They tell you about the episode they watched you on. It's like, "Oh man, that's awesome. How you're going to jail though?" So, that
He's
that
like,
meth
"We're
in your
recording,
pocket.
right?"
Guess what? Can't get rid of that one.
He's like, please tell me there's cameras. I want to be on TV.
Make it worth it.
I need to tell my parents about this.
That's funny. Actually, when I was in Florida, one of my buddies, when he was getting arrested for DUI, they were on doing filming or whatever. So he's like, "Yeah, I had the cameras in my face and everything while I was getting arrested." And so we were like, "Not only are you gonna, this is gonna get all over the place being at EOD school and stuff, but I was like, now it's going to be televised.
And they're on national news.
It's not a good look. Hopefully you didn't say what you did.
Oh no, they say exactly what you did on those shows. No, yeah, you gotta tell them exactly what they did because they want to know. Yeah, they know everything. Oh god, yeah.
Oh man, yeah, I felt bad for him because we were going out one night. It was like I think we went to the rodeo or something like that, and then everybody met back up at my place, my apartment complex, and we hung out. And we're pre-gaming, and then we were going to go out to this bar afterwards, and we had a DD, so everybody was going to pile in this guy's car, and then our other buddy's like, no, I'm going to drive my car. And we're like, no, dude, don't do
decision.
that. And he was like, he wanted to fight everybody. And so
Of course,
finally
yeah,
everybody was
there you
like,
go.
you know what, dude, fine. You know, like, we're not going to fight you over this. And then sure enough, we get there and like, he's not showing up. And then his wife shows up and it's like, where's he at? And we're like, oh, I don't know. And so start calling around. And then she's like, well, let me just call the jail and see. Sure enough, he got picked up, and we were like, of course, dude.
Okay, but then has he been arrested before? Because my first thought, if I didn't know where someone wasn't going to be to cooler jail. So
Well,
my man
it's
must have
because
been
we-
arrested
we-
before. He could be in jail.
Well, we said that we were like, he was supposed to be riding with us, but like he wanted to like fight us over the fact that he wanted to drive his own
okay.
car. And she's like, well, you know, maybe he got stopped.
He ended up in there.
Yeah, or got in an accident because he was pretty blasted from the rodeo. So, yeah, we all were, but some of us made the smart decision. To
He was the unlucky
get a
one that
DD.
night.
Yeah. I guess the alcohol got the best of him there. But at least he got no. So what happened was, I think he ended up like popping a curb at a Whataburger or something. Like he
Yeah.
got turned around, didn't know where he was, pulled in the parking lot, and then like went to leave it and just didn't go out the actual entrance exit and just popped the curb and went over it.
Straight curbed it, off-roaded it.
Yeah,
There we go.
and then so he got stopped for that. So it's probably good that at least he was stopped and didn't hit somebody else. So, yeah.
When we had Alec on, we talked to him about like, so he's a bigger guy and he's an officer, and he was telling us he is like, a lot of people talk up to him like, be like, oh, you think you're all that or whatever because of how big he is.
Yeah.
Do you get that a lot from people?
At work now, no. I
Really?
got that mainly when I worked the doors. When I worked
oh,
doors
yeah.
downtown. Right now, no. I really don't get it. I normally when I normally show up, it's normally honestly people normally settle down. I don't know if that is because of my size,
Yeah.
or if that is just
Or
purely
they're
because-
so
Definitely
like,
part of it, I
they're
feel
so discombobulated by your accent. They're just like,
Sometimes
know
it
if you
helps.
love it.
Sometimes the accent helps.
yeah.
Like we arrested a guy a couple of weeks ago, me and an officer who's from Brazil. And we hooked this dude. And he's like, how am I getting arrested by two guys not from this fucking country? I was like, man, that's crazy, right? You're getting arrested by two immigrants. They're taking your rights away right now. It's awesome.
That is wild.
Pretty great. I can definitely see how that would help because not to knock Alex or anything, but he's like the stereotypical cop look. You know,
The
the
shaved
tight
head.
haircut, white dude, you know, and then you get you showing up, you know, bald guy with the ginger beard, accent and everything. It's like, oh, I like this guy. You know?
Yeah, it goes either one way or the other. See, and I know with my sides a little bit, when I show up, I try not to be too overbearing. I try to be the nice guy to try and like bring everyone down a little bit until you can't be the nice guy anymore, and then it's different. But I really try to like come in really relaxed. And so people don't, because otherwise people will immediately, fuck this guy, I'm going straight for him.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I try to not.
Yeah. Have you seen the clips of like Ronnie Coleman showing
Oh,
up
yeah,
and stuff
dude.
like that?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, exactly.
I don't know what I would think. I saw one where he was like at a domestic violence call or something, and he's like telling this kid, he's like, yeah, if I would have acted up like you, I would have got whooped too. And it's like this big 330-pound bodybuilder just standing in this living room. Shorts, too. So, they don't let you guys wear shorts,
Yeah.
do they?
Now, I know in Oklahoma,
Yeah.
Florida, they seem to get it.
Yeah.
Do a little like short patrol, I do that.
Yeah, I always
I
thought
haven't
that was
got
so
Ronnie's
weird.
legs, but yeah.
Yeah, when I worked in Arlington in the fire department, we had really the fire department was really strict about their uniforms.
Yeah.
We wore button-down shirts and pants, and you had to have the creases and look nice. And then you show up in these these goobers like shorts and whatever the PD, and it's like, what's going? Why are these departments not communicating here?
I know, I'm not getting arrested by a guy in shorts, though, man. That's just not happening.
Yeah,
someone bring me an adult wearing a pair of pants to arrest my ass. Right?
Yeah, you're so used to the fire department showing up looking like they just rolled out of bed, but that's when you show up in shorts. That's kind of what I picture. Is like, you just came from home, didn't you?
So did you get rough at all with any of like the drunk people when you used to work at Oklahoma Ranch?
No, I mean, it was never be rough. It was, man, with drunk people, man, it's not hard to deal with them.
Yeah.
Man,
You gotta push them a little bit.
Most of the time, you just trick them. You just trick them. And they would just they would like follow you a little bit. But so yeah, you didn't have to really get rough with them. But there was a couple of times, people get, they would get thrown out of the door.
Yeah.
But that's just because, like, hey, the second they put hands on someone, it's all game over.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, but most of the time, man, it was always like, hey, let's just bring it down a little bit. Let me get you another drink. Hey, come out here, we'll get some air, we'll get you a drink. And then it was like, hey, man, we're not bringing you back in. Now, the only ones I didn't work on were the Bass Pro Cowboys, where they would come in, like brand new clothes, brand new cowboy stuff, and they were coked up as hell. Yeah, it was that like 18-year-old oil money with cokehead. Oh man, yeah. There was no trick in those. That was just straight fighting all the time.
Yeah.
You know who my dad is.
How long ago was that you worked there?
Oof, Cowboy Ranch. When I was there, so that must have been 6 years ago. Yeah, it must have been 6 years. I've been a cop for 4.5. I had to stop for a while before, so about 5-6 years ago.
Were you working for Rich still?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I was there when Rich was there.
Yeah.
Yes.
Gotcha. Yeah, because now it's Rich and my client Matt. So yeah.
Now,
we went and
do all the
checked it out there.
tattoos.
Yeah.
He's been down there for years.
Yeah. He's well known in that industry. So that's kind of
because
his
I used to
thing.
see him coming at 115 when I worked there.
Oh
Yeah, he used to be with the time at 115.
Yeah. He's super cool. He hooked us up with
He's like 9 foot tall.
Yeah. He's
Tallest dude I've ever seen in my
the
life.
guy. When he shows up, it's like, that's the man. They even have the table labeled Big Rich. but he hooked us up with the New Year's party. We were able to go hang out with them and check the ranch out and everything. It was a lot of fun. It was very, very different. I'm kind of used to that scene, I guess. I got a little more used to that style of bar when I was in Vegas.
Okay.
But there's a country bar out there that was kind of similar. But I grew up going to like the smaller ones where you just like everyone's smoking.
Mm-hmm.
You got pool tables and like dance floor. One of the places used to still have like sawdust dance floor and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
So that was my scene that I really loved. But it was neat to check out the
There
Brick
used to be like
Town.
Cowboys here. I think
Yeah.
Cowboys, the one up by the airport. I don't know if it's still open. You through like the sawdust dance floor.
I think, I don't know if they still do that, but I've seen the building. They're definitely still open. They do like bull riding and stuff too.
Yeah, that's like live
Is it
bull riding.
Rednecks?
Rednecks is what it's called.
Oh, rednecks.
I think
Yeah.
so.
Yeah, they do
Been
that.
to that one.
Of course you
Yeah.
are.
Just kidding.
Is it crazy?
I mean, it is. It's a lot of fun, but I've only been there like twice.
Yeah.
I think
Only
Oklahoma Ranch
twice.
is
They
way
just said
better.
once, now twice. You've been there at least 3 times.
I was drunk. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
What were you doing?
Rough Bull.
Yeah, Ranch is awesome because that's where we did our state championship
That was
powerlifting
really
meet.
That mean
cool.
that mean look cool
That
as
was
hell.
awesome.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
made for a great powerlifting venue. So,
I bet.
It was
Yeah.
so nice. Everybody loved it. I'm so glad that he let us do that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It
that would
was
have been a cool. That would have been a cool one to go to as well, just to see
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
We were talking about trying to get there, but we saw like the videos and you guys put together. It looked cool as hell.
yeah.
Yeah.
It was. No one knew how stressful it was.
Oh yeah,
But,
that's what we were
it
wondering.
was-
Yeah,
I can't
Yeah.
even
trying to get that
imagine.
set up on the night after
I
an
think
actual
everything
like, night.
about it was so stressful. Like even just getting spotters and loaders and getting all the meat like set up and the video, the lights, like everything about it was just
Yeah.
I had
stress maxing.
30K steps from 4
Yeah.
a.m. because I got there at like 5 or 4 a.m. I can't remember what time.
Jeez.
Until the end of the night. So yeah,
Wow.
it was a lot of walking.
I mean, it's definitely
Yeah.
obvious how much work you guys put into that. I mean, that was an exceptional.
That was a
meet.
cool meet.
That was an exceptional meet.
Yeah, because what did we do that Friday night? I feel like we did like just prepped a little bit Friday night or something like that, and then Saturday.
Yep.
Yeah, that's right. Because
Saturday we brought the equipment.
yeah, and then
Yeah.
we did all that, and then Sunday showing back up early morning because we had to take all the equipment there, store it away, and then the next morning come back bring all the equipment out from there, set everything up,
Wow.
do the meet, load everything back up, clean their place back up and everything, and then bring it back here and set everything back up again.
Those
so
last
we
2
could
hours of
reopen it.
work.
Yeah,
We were
Yeah.
just sitting there. Just
I was
Yeah.
dead.
we could not have done it without Chase though, because Chase brought like his dad's like 20-foot trailer just to take everything.
Just to stick
Awesome.
everything
And I
in.
was like, dude, if we didn't have Chase, it would have been just going back and forth over and over.
It would have been a late night. We would have gotten like 4 hours of sleep.
Did you guys set up after the club had finished on Friday night, or before?
We just so Saturday we had brought equipment before it had opened the night because it opens up at like 8 p.m. 7 p.m. right?
Something,
Yeah,
like that,
seven,
something like that,
yeah.
yeah.
Mhm.
And then we just like set it up on their stage because they didn't have anything up there. And then in the morning we got up super early and just set up like the warm-up
Right back
room,
there.
stage and
I got
platform.
sick after that whole weekend. I was
I
so
bet.
tired.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
bet. Yeah, you guys are just worn out.
Yeah, Monday I
Wild.
took the whole day off. I thought I was going to do stuff, and I got up in the morning. I was like, and I went from the bed, hobbled over to the couch, plopped down on the couch, and I didn't move from there
It's
until
just
like
'cause,
afternoon.
yeah, that week prior to that weekend was technically like my week 4. Like I just did like I went for like a PR almost every day on something.
So your body was already.
Yeah, I was
SCNS
already kind of
hit.
cooked, and then it just I don't know.
Yeah.
It did not mix well at all.
Destroyed,
Yeah, I almost died. Like for sure.
But great meet. I'm jealous of all the people who got to compete in it because
Yeah.
I'm sure it was an awesome experience.
Yeah.
for
The
them.
actual stage for powerlifters too, or just in general.
So technical difficulties. We're gonna close it
Yeah.
now, but
We talked the battery out, so
we did.
time to wrap it up.
Thank you guys for coming on.
No, yeah.
I
I
think
definitely feel like I have a lot more I wanted to ask and talk about. So we definitely want to have you guys on eventually again or something like that in the
Caleb
future.
still has his equipment
do.
question to ask.
Yeah, about to say I always like
Oh,
asking
okay.
Oh,
this to
yeah.
everybody, but
Okay.
if there's one piece of equipment that you guys could have added to the gym, what would you want it to be, or what would you want added?
Or it could be like any change.
Literally,
that you
or just
want
yeah,
to
or
see.
just maybe
Just- okay,
maybe
just
not
what
like
we
literally
would
any
want,
but
change
something
or equipment.
different, Yeah.
If you want someone
Just
kicked out,
feedback.
Well, I don't know the name of this piece of equipment,
Oh, you
but
say a person. I was like, okay, well, who's?
I don't know this dude. But
it's so cool. It's like the wheelbarrow machine at 4-star. I don't know how to explain it, but it's got a bar and it's a full thing. You can stand up with it and you can load the plates on each side. It kind of looks like a
Is it kind of like the tricep push down, kind of like? you're talking about, or-
it's
Which one are you talking about?
the one that you do shrugs on.
Oh, basically like a trap bar RDR, like it's already set in place.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah,
Okay.
Yeah,
I've seen that,
'cause-
and you can put like the pad on it,
Yes.
and
Yeah,
then
people
turn
do, like,
around and do
single
like
lunges,
split
split
squats.
Yeah,
and
you
stuff.
can do split squats
Yeah.
with it. You can do shrugs. You can do rows. You can do RDLs, and I also like doing deficit push-ups on it too.
Okay.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
a cool
I know
one,
what you're talking about.
Because it simulates like
It's really
the car lift and
diverse.
stuff like that. Could you keep the weight behind you?
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, that's a really cool one.
yeah. I love that
I
one.
feel like the strongman are gonna be like, all right, we need to do a car lift event, and they're just gonna load everything on it and break it.
For
What about you,
me,
Chris?
Man, I'd love to have a monolift again, but if I had to pick like one piece of equipment, there's the standing bench, there's a standing chest press where it's like in front of you. What the fuck is the name of it? But you're stood bolt upright and you're
Yeah.
just pressing out.
I think it's like a vertical.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Big levers and you just
Yes.
It's like a vertical
Yeah,
bench
basically
press,
like a
I
vertical
think.
Yeah.
press. Yeah, I think those are really cool.
Yeah, I've never used one. I've always wanted to.
I used one back home in a gym called Hard Labor Gym up in
Yeah.
Manchester. It's a bodybuilding gym. But they had that stuff. It's like real old school. But yeah, it was a really cool piece because you can load it up. And for people like me who like my pec tears all the time sort of stuff, I could do that without worrying about my pec actually popping out.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I think
You
that was a
prob-
really cool piece.
You can probably pull with it too, can't you? Like a high row potentially.
Never tried it.
It's cool.
Yeah, pulling it
Yeah.
back.
But no, that's a cool one. But yeah, the wheelbarrow, like the trap bar one she was talking about, that's a cool piece. That'd be a
Yeah.
good one to have.
I think what you're talking about is just called a standing bench. I think.
Probably is. It probably
Yeah.
is just that simple that I cannot
Yeah.
think of the name. Trying to give it a fancy name.
Yeah,
Yeah.
those are interesting. Have you seen? You know those like leg presses that you have to like climb like all the way up.
Oh
Yes.
god, yeah.
Oh,
no. The giant T-Rex piece.
Yeah.
Yeah.
those
Those
are
are-
just that. There's no way that
It's
there's
too
like
much.
extra benefit to it.
Overkill.
It's just
It's overkill.
I'd
feel
use
like
it to
it's-
get on top of the locker room or something. Like,
I'd be like, no,
crazy.
I can't hit legs
Yeah.
today. I'm scared of heights.
I mean, you could do all of that, or you could squat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's crazy, right? It's crazy.
Well, if you go so hard like you're supposed to on a leg press, I don't know that it'd be safe getting down off of it
That's
after
fair.
like a hard
That's
set.
fair.
So
That's
you
fair.
gotta chill up there for a little while before you come back
15
down.
feet in the air.
You're
Yeah.
wrapped,
Yeah, they
you have to get
overcomplicated
back.
that one.
They probably cost the same as like 3 good leg presses though. To be
Oh
honest.
yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
And loading it, you have to go back down.
Oh gosh, that's
fucking
true. That's rough.
Well, thank you guys for hopping
Yeah,
on
we appreciate
again.
it.
Yeah, thank you for having us.
And thank you guys for listening. Thank you guys for watching. Yeah, that was episode 14 of the Brewhouse Podcast.
Crazy.
All right, bye.
Thank you
Bye.
guys. Bye.
Bye.